The influence of the media is increased by the fact that political campaigns focus more on the individual instead of the political party. This was quoted from the ushistory.org website pertaining to political elections and the power that the media plays in those elections. In today's world, we rely on media for a number of things: entertainment, to stay up to date on world activities, the war, all sorts of different events that we are channeled to through the media. However, the question now is the media gaining too much power in several situations? The first and foremost being the political campaigns. The media tends to have the opportunity to focus on issues and ignore others. This occurs especially in political campaigns when certain candidates support or don't condone certain issues. The media then tends to either focus on these issues or ignore them, which in turn influences the voter's opinion, but we'll get to that later. So for the most part, the media decides what's important and what isn't. This leaves many Americans in the dark about trouble overseas, the stock market, anything that the media does not deem relevant. We as Americans are unaware of if we rely on media to gain our knowledge. Going back to the political portion of the media focuses more on the candidate and officials. Not necessarily always in a good way either. They have a knack for digging up dirt on special officials and political candidates. They don't really care about all the good deeds they do or charity events they attend. Sure, they highlight them and they show them in all their glory, but really they're more interested in affairs, scandals, and these are the headlines that the media brings to the attention of the public. This is what the media thrives off of. Reporters scramble to these sites, any tip of a story like this, and the media jumps on it in no time. Thus, bring me to my next point, influencing the political opinions of voters. So many times have we seen political officials support or not condone a certain issue and their voter support drops just because of something they said or a certain issue that they don't particularly appreciate. So, the media then takes this statement or this belief and turns it into something that the voter depends on, thus changing the voter's opinion of the political official entirely. This sort of drastic change can influence presidential elections and other important government seats that we as voters have the power to determine who take those over. So aside from the politics of the media and all the power they have over that, it also affects the knowledge that we as Americans gain from what they show. Overseas, things are in turmoil. We all know this, but we don't know just how bad. And most of the time, it isn't until months, weeks, years later that we tend to find out that everything the media showed us wasn't necessarily what was really going on. Once again, the media has the power to pick and choose what they show their viewers. And as Americans, we're gullible enough to believe it. We rely too much on what the media tells us. We take it at face value and automatically believe that it's accurate because it's on TV. Who wouldn't? So, we as viewers need to be more careful and more skeptical about what we view on television, just because it's not necessarily the whole story. And a lot of bad decisions, or I guess different decisions, have been made based off of the information we gather from these media sources. The media it's got so much power as far as pertaining to what issues are shown that it has become to affect not only the older age groups, not only political parties, but also the younger generation as well. The media shows us that things that weren't okay 30 years ago are now okay for our younger generation to do. And because it's on TV, children see it a lot more, they're influenced by it a lot more, and of course they believe it's okay because, heck, it's on TV, why not? So, as viewers, once I said before, we need to be skeptical about what we view. We need to be skeptical about how we perceive it and how far we let our belief cling to that. Because the media has more power than we think in swaying our views in political issues, in what our kids are thinking, what they're believing, what they believe is okay. And so as the media having too much power, we as viewers, need to take control of that power and decide just how much influence the media is going to have on us. Because in the long run, what we think and what we vote for is really all that matters.